Welcome back, YouTubers, to another audio hourly long podcast. Well, we usually make them an hour, don't we? We try not to. We just love to waffle on, don't we?
Yeah, it's a good conversation to talk about. Wrestling's good.
With us, the British Fist, we could talk about wrestling for fucking hours. Make sure you guys subscribe up above, of course, as you usually do. Like this video and comment your thoughts on anything we talk about down below, or even give your own thoughts on today's Week in Wrestling.
And please make sure you contact us in the links in the description box below.
I am Mr. Parkin, as you can tell by my extremely extravagant voice and from his extremely extravagant dancing, which you can't see on the screen because this is an audio file. This guy is sitting next to me is MJ.
What's up?
Dancey, dancey, dancey. What's up?
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 Okay, you can stop now, MJ. Anyway, right. So this week in wrestling, we had the two go-home shows in Raw and SmackDown going on to SummerSlam. We also had the first show after Hardcore Justice. So really, in terms of a continuation from pay-per-views and a continuation to pay-per-views, it was a very important week for wrestling, wasn't it, really?
Very important, especially when it comes to, I think, the WWE. As TNA's pay-per-views finish now, it's WWE that needs to be the important thing because their pay-per-views coming up this weekend.
Yep, and basically on this podcast, as you know, we'll be sharing our opinions on the good stuff that we thought happened during this week and the bad stuff which happened in this week. Just before we go on to this video, though, make sure you check our links in the description box below, as NJ said before. You have our Skype, Twitter, and Facebook. Add us as a friend on Facebook and Skype and Twitter to chat to us about wrestling. We also have Q&As, so keep sending your questions to the Q&As, of course. And by now, the SummerSlam review series would have finished, wouldn't it? Shame.
Sadly, yes, but at the same time, we've got through the ones that we remember, the ones that mean a lot to us. So I hope you enjoy them as much as we did.
Yeah, and going through the grading of this week's Raw, SmackDown, and TNA, we had Raw, which I gave a C, TNA, which I gave a C, and SmackDown, which I gave a C-. So I'm not expecting too much good in this week's Good and Bad of the Week podcast.
And you've heard our grades, which are either pretty much bang on the same. When it comes to the end of each of our rounds, tell us what you thought of each show.
Yep, definitely. Almost like an audio review, so to speak, all in one.
It will be, yes.
Of the whole week. Basically, if you haven't had time to watch our reviews during the whole week, watch this. Listen to this, because this is every review, all in one video file. Yay!
But be prepared, you may be there for an hour.
Yeah, and this may put you to sleep, but oh well. Negative thoughts there, Dan. Don't get them out of your head. But anyway, shall we go on to Raw then, MJ?
Yeah!
Now, NJ, we're going to have to move on to the first event of the week, which usually happens on a Monday night, just when we're tired from the weekend and ready for the working week. We got Raw once again in WWE, and in terms of bill for the pay-per-view, this wasn't so good, but we'll be going on to that at the end, saving that big rant for the end of the video. But for now, we're going to go through what happened on Raw and what we liked and what we didn't like about it. Now, NJ, why don't you kick us off with the opener, seeing as it involved your favourite wrestler, Triple H?
Well, I thought with Triple H, because at the moment, Triple H is being the one to start most of the shows now, which could be seen as a good thing and a bad thing. Basically, he's saying all these big, good stuff about Raw's main event, saying how great it is. And I'm thinking, it needs to be built up, but it's already built up over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. And also your other matches need to be built up as well. But again, that's another subject we'll come on to soon. I think the major thing in this was the fact that Triple H said he was going to officiate the match between Cena and Punk. Now, I personally think I didn't like it when he said this, mainly because I really wanted the spotlight to be on Cena and Punk. I really didn't like the fact that Triple H got himself involved in the main event. I don't know about you, but I really didn't like that. And the segment itself I thought was okay. It's just that I didn't like that announcement. I thought there was better ways they could have spiced that match up, such as make a ladder match or a TLC match, rather than have Triple H as a special referee.
Well, with me, as people know me, I'm a two-sided person. So start with the good. Triple H being the ref. This is an important part of the new era. So for him to be involved in it, I think as he's in charge now, he should have some involvement in this. And the other good point is that if he's going to do what we think he's going to do, and he's going to screw either John Cena or CM Punk, it's going to start a rivalry or some heel Triple H versus...
Yeah, like a Vince Austin thing from the Attitude Era.
Yeah, that is how it's going to be.
Yeah.
So I think if that is going to happen, then I don't see anything bad about it. Because remember back how great it was in the Attitude Era, the whole Austin and the McMahons and all that.
McMahon put over pretty much every wrestler in that Attitude Era. You look at Rock, Austin, Undertaker, Kurt Angle, guys like that. He was one of the guys that made sure they were all put over
That's
by
true.
himself.
So in this era, if they're going to continue that, but with Triple H doing it, because Triple H is not going to be wrestling much anymore. He's now the one to help put people over, as we've just said. I think that could be this could be a good opening because it's at one of the biggest events of the year. Could be good to see.
But to be honest, Triple H putting people over, that's not exactly something he does well, in my opinion. I don't know, but it's just something I've seen for a while. That's why he's a member of the Breakfast Club with Orton and Cena.
Like I said, he's in charge now. He's running things. So if he's going to make WWE better, like we've heard all these rumours and that, who knows what Triple H is going to do? We have to find out at SummerSlam.
One thing I liked about this segment was the fact that it announced what we were going to get during the night. We said they announced a match Cena was going to be involved with. He announced the contract signing, and he announced that CM Punk would be in a match as well. So that's one thing I did like about it. And it was very quick as well. I thought it was very quick and to the point. I enjoyed this opening segment.
Yeah, it did its justice for the show, so I give it a thumbs up there.
Yep, and then we got Cena Swagger, the first of the matches. One thing I like about this is the fact that they didn't make a Cena match the main event, even though the contract signing was the main event. But they just made the Cena match first and gave Punk that 1 hour main event slot. He's getting way more. He needs that 1 hour slot, doesn't he?
First, I want to say about the John Cena thing. It was a usual John Cena match. As much as because you're not really going to expect much from Swagger anymore.
No.
So it's a basic John Cena quickly being the one to take out Swagger.
Yeah.
But then we get to like Punk, as you said. Yeah, I think if they're trying to give him the push back to the main event, back in the involvement in the title thing, he needs all these promos. He needs all these in-ring time. So I think they've done great with that.
Yeah, I mean, there's some points I really want to address about that Del Rio Punk match. We will do it when we get to it. Not really much to say about the Cena Swagger match. It was just made to make Cena look strong. So I guess there's not really much we can say about that. Next, we had what was supposed to be a match between Miz and Ray. And at the point, I was thinking to myself, isn't this match going to be on the pay-per-view? But then all of a sudden, we got Miz attacking Ray. And I was thinking, oh, this could be good hype for the pay-per-view. But then we realised that Ray is going to get his title shot next week. And that he's not even involved, and he's not going to be involved at the pay-per-view, and he's injured. It's just like, okay, that kind of ruined that hype for the pay-per-view.
But I kind of like how they did that.
Yeah, I did too.
You make it look like we can have that match, and then Miz doing the heel tactic by taking Ray out at the beginning of the match. But luckily, they still gave Miz some hype for something where he's going to do against Kofi Kingston.
Yeah. And it still made Miz look strong as well, didn't it? And that's what the main thing about this is. Even though Miz isn't booked at the pay-per-view at the moment, he's still a guy like Miz who's one of the top heels on Raw, still needs to look strong. They did it very well here, helped by the fact that Rey Mysterio has an injury, so he can't really do much anyway.
No, he cannot. No.
The match itself with Kofi Kingston and The Miz, I thought was the best match of the night. It was a great TV match. It lasted, what we got here, 11 minutes. I really enjoyed this TV match, and I did think to myself at the time, I'd like to see this on a pay-per-view at some point.
With Kofi Kingston, again, my like for him has never been actually quite high. I'd say he can put on good matches, I give him that. But when he gets against The Miz, I just thought, this could be an easy match for The Miz. Really.
Yeah, we knew Miz was going to win it, really, didn't we?
Much,
he has to. I mean, Kofi Kingston's not booked to the pay-per-view. Miz isn't booked either, but if one of those two is, it's going to be Miz, isn't it?
Yeah, because I don't think Kofi's going to get anywhere high in the WWE for a long time.
No, not after the Randy Orton fucking stupid shit that happened in 2009. But yeah, a great TV match. I really enjoyed it. One of the best matches of the night. We also had the Punk Del Rio match. Why was this match made? This is one thing I didn't like about it. You have CM Punk, who's the champion, needs to look stronger into the pay-per-view. You have Del Rio, who's the Money in the Bank champion, needs to look strong at the Money in the Bank champion, Money in the Bank winner, who needs to look strong going into either the pay-per-view or when he's eventually going to cash in that Money in the Bank to make himself look like a credible champion. Why are these two facing off? It just screams stupidity.
The reason I'm going to say this match was made, right, we had CM Punk, who needs to look good, going to, obviously, SummerSlam. But at the moment, he's already looking good as it is. So I think they should be a bit more fair to Del Rio. Even though Del Rio's not got a match at SummerSlam, he's still the Money in the Bank winner, so he needs to look credible. So when he does cash in, you think, yeah, here we go, this is Del Rio's win now. I'm not really sure that match actually did justice.
It didn't do anything for both of them, really, did it? I mean, the match lasted 5 minutes. It wasn't even that good. I expected so much of a better match between these two. The match really wasn't that good at all, and the fact that Del Rio jobbed to Punk in 5 minutes was just like, I just expected so much better. Why not have a DQ or a count out or something? Del Rio needs to be looking strong at the moment, and they're just not doing that. And they, SmackDown was a little bit better, but we'll go on to that later.
We will, yeah.
Anything else you want to say about that? Because there's a couple of things, a couple other things.
The way I look at it, this match, if I had to pick a wrestler I was watching most out for in this match, it would have been Del Rio.
Yeah.
Because CM Punk is already getting high credits and everything. He's getting great with WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Del Rio, he's been knocked back for months now, and I'm thinking every match he gets, he needs the wins, he needs the long matches to make him look like a credible wrestler. So with this match, like we said, it just didn't do him justice.
Here's an idea for you, right, NJ? Tell me if this is a good idea or this is not. Why don't you have Del Rio get against Evan Bourne, have him beat Evan Bourne strong, and then either have Punk have a little promo, because we know he's going on the mic, or have him go against Drew McIntyre. And so both of them can look strong, and Evan Bourne and Drew McIntyre are jobbers anyway. They're not booked to the pay-per-view, so why not do that? I just thought that might be a better idea. You can make them both look strong and give us 2 matches.
Well, I think if that way would have worked, but at the same time, I think CM Punk should have maybe stayed as a promo.
Yeah, I think so too. He doesn't need to wrestle, does he?
Even though we haven't seen him wrestle since Money in the Bank.
He doesn't need to wrestle though, does he? Really? I mean, he's just returned. He's going to be wrestling at the pay-per-view. He doesn't need to. We don't need to see him wrestle yet. Let's pay to see him wrestle. You know what I mean? That's good for business, isn't it? That's a good way of getting people interested.
That's true. And Del Rio, on the other hand, he needs his wins because we don't know when he's going to cash it in. But there's been rumours all over the option about how he's going to do it. So if he's going to be cashing, let's say in the next 1 to 2 months, he needs to look good between those times.
One word for you, NJ: Mexico.
Pretty
They're
much,
going there soon. They're going to give him the championship before that. Expect Del Rio to cash it in during or before October. That's all I can say about that.
Not long to wait. So hopefully within these next few months, they're actually going to work on Del Rio to make him look credible. Because at the minute, they've just not really done.
And SummerSlam should set up what is going to go on for CM Punk and John Cena as well. So that's one good thing that can come out of SummerSlam. It will really give us a direction as to where they're going to go with Del Rio, in my opinion. What do we get next? A Divas segment. I've really started to enjoy Divas segments lately, just because Beth Phoenix has just turned heel. She's playing this great heel now, and I'm really digging this whole storyline about the big, strong, dominant divas who are good wrestlers against the model, less good wrestler divas. Do you know what I mean? That's one of the reasons I like this segment, and we get Beth Phoenix pretty much squashing Torres, which is great. I did like to see this.
What I'm going to say about this match is that yes. Again, Beth Phoenix should not have left the heel thing. Yes, everyone needs to go through a different phase in their career, but Beth Phoenix played a great heel from the start. The fact they've got her back as a heel, I think, putting her against the likeable face, I say the way the match had botches, but at the same time, it did its job.
Yeah.
Beth Phoenix came out clean, the winner, and that's now keep giving her the push to what's going to come at SummerSlam.
It's funny that the Divas feud has actually been built up quite well, in my opinion. It's been a very logical build. Beth Phoenix has turned heel, and you had this whole storyline going as well. Like you said, this match was. I didn't like this match that much. The match was really botchy. I think that was mainly Eve Torres. I think you can see the difference in ability between those two wrestlers two Divas in that match. But Beth Phoenix gets some fucking mic time, and when you give Beth Phoenix mic time, you can develop a storyline, which is what this Divas division kind of needs: a meaningful, developed storyline between Beth Phoenix and Kelly Kelly.
That's very true. And I'm going to say this last thing about Beth Phoenix. Now she's been turned heel, I'm thinking that's going to probably make the Diva division more interesting because we actually only had about 3 heels, the Bella Twins and Alicia Fox. But now we've got Beth Phoenix in it. I'm saying, that's on SmackDown, but So now I'm thinking that the Diva matches could get more interesting after SummerSlam.
Yeah. And it's amazing how much better this segment was by the fact that this match is already fucking announced and we already knew it was going to happen. It's amazing how much better that did for the segment rather than a segment later on in the night, perhaps, where the match wasn't announced and the hype wouldn't have done that much.
That is
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. So
that's kind of what we're going to go on to next, really, because we've got Alex Riley versus Ziggler next. Now, this is the match I want to see at the pay-per-view. I really, really am looking forward to this match for the US Championship. Hopefully, what?
If you've seen our Raw review, we'll probably link that in the description box below.
Go on.
It should be for me to believe it more in Alex Riley. It comes all back to this whole #1 contendership. If they gave him that, even if he had to go against a jobber, I would have cared. He would have deserved it. He would have won his match to get this chance. But other than that, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. My contendership idea was just the way I would have done it. And I'm thinking it's going to be a good match if it happens because it's going to give Alex Wright the push and Dolph Ziggler maybe looking good in ring time.
Yeah. Well, this match really didn't last that long. It basically ended in a DQ and Vicky slapped A-Right. And to me, although this match happened on Raw and Free TV, at least it didn't end in a clean finish, so we might actually want to see it at the pay-per-view, which was really, in the next match what happened, but we'll stick for this at the moment.
Because that's the thing, with matches, with the fact they've done this on Raw, these SummerSlam maybe matches, they should not end
clean. Definitely not.
So if you end like in a count out, or someone walks out the ring, DQ, stuff like that, it's leaving it open for anything to happen in the next couple SummerSlam or beyond. Yeah. But sadly, we're going to the next match.
Just one more thing.
Okay, sure.
One thing I did like about this is the fact that they might be breaking up Dolph Ziggler and Vicky Guerrero, because I do feel if Dolph Ziggler is going to go into this next echelon of what they have in WWE, the upper mid-card main event, he needs to get rid of Vicky Guerrero. He needs to be able to develop heat on his own if he's going to develop his own character, which is going to be what gets him in that main event.
Because at the minute, he's been given a lot of heat. He's been given this heel power. He's actually seen as a heel now. So I think it is the right time for him to ditch Vicky and then get on with his career from there.
Also, wasn't this a perfect opportunity to announce a match between the two? Did we get it?
Alex Wright, after he got slapped, could have maybe asked a match or something.
Just announce it on the commentary or anything, or just have a picture on the screen popping up. I don't know, anything, but we didn't fucking get it.
No, but again, I'm pretty sure. Again, maybe there's reason for that. Maybe this is not going to happen, but it should happen.
I think it should too. Fucking hell, the next match.
Okay.
R-Truth versus John Morrison. So much bad about this. Firstly, why are they facing off on free TV? Secondly, why is Morrison losing clean on the go-home show when we think this match could possibly be a SummerSlam match?
Well, the little Jimmies have told me that they're saying that R-Truth is actually the one that has been in the WWE while John Morrison's been out. So the WWE have actually built up R-Truth to be this monstrous heel kind of thing.
Yeah.
So after the WWE made him beat Morrison clean, basically because they're saying that R-Truth's the one that has been built up. He's the one who should continue looking good, and Morrison.
Yeah, but shouldn't this be a SummerSlam though? Come on, they really should be a SummerSlam this match. They built it as if it was a SummerSlam match, and then they just sort of went like that at the last minute, as if to say, John Morrison has had some backstage issues on him. We're not going to go with this anymore, and it just really is stupid in my opinion. I don't know why they've done this.
I think, when you think of pay-per-views, you normally think of them being the end of rivalries or...
Not Raw.
No, not on Raw. So maybe not end of rivalry, but pay-per-views are special matches, a special time zone for matches to have something special to them. And this would have been a perfect chance for R-Truth to face John Morrison at SummerSlam.
Yeah. And instead, we got it on free TV, which is great for business, isn't it, NJ? Yeah.
No, but I guess maybe this match is not going to happen because it ain't clean. But again, I don't know why they've done that and why they buried Morrison another week going.
Yeah, they buried him pretty much ever since he came back, haven't they, really?
And they're not actually giving us a feeling of what's going to happen with Morrison. At the minute, we're thinking he's just going to keep getting buried after week. If he actually won a few matches or maybe look better in matches, maybe we'll have some hope in him. But at the minute, I don't know what they're doing with Morrison now.
Alright, shall we go? Right, okay, after this, we're moving swiftly on. We had a little segment where basically we got the announcement that Rey Mysterio will get his rematch at the title next week. But for some reason, he can wrestle next week with an injury, but he can't be booked at SummerSlam. And I'm thinking to myself, how can Raw, hype for their next Raw and not for their fucking SummerSlam? Do you know what I mean? Why? This just seems really, really stupid in my opinion. I did not like this.
If Ray is really injured...
Why is he booked on Raw?
No, that's what I was going to say. Maybe they didn't have him at SummerSlam, so he has that night to heal himself up a bit more.
So not after SummerSlam. Why not book him at SummerSlam?
Maybe they just wanted to give him an extra day of rest. But I don't know. But the thing is, with Rey Mysterio getting he deserves his rematch. You give him that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know. He could have maybe had a match at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Because Ray's been, as if you've seen our SummerSlam reviews, he's been at SummerSlams all along. He's put on great matches at SummerSlam.
Usually openers though.
Yeah, that's true, but he could have gone against, as we said earlier, Miz at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Put on a great match there for
Definitely.
us. He could have gave us a good match at SummerSlam, but
Yeah.
probably not.
We also got some hype for SmackDown as well. Christian invited Triple H down there, and it was just to me, it was like, wow, the A show hyping the B show. Fucking hell, that's good.
And the only question I really have about that is, what made Christian actually come to... I know you talk to Triple H, but Christian didn't really need to be there.
Yeah, no, just hype for SmackDown, I guess. Just trying to get people to watch the show. I don't know. Anything.
Maybe. But anyway.
Moving on to the main event.
Yeah.
The main event was the contract signing. This was the highlight of the night, in my opinion. The other being the match between Kofi Kingston and Miz. In this, basically, we have CM Punk coming out to the contract signing with John Cena, and they go back and forth quite well, don't they? The two on the mic.
There was a lot of like disagreement and lots of insults and loads of jokes and loads
It
of
was done very well.
good thoughts. Yeah, so
I
I'd
like
say
that.
the way they made this this contract signing different to other contract signings, I really like this one. This has been one good contract signing.
Yeah. One thing I didn't like though was all the focus on the fucking Rock. I really don't see why they needed to include this when you've got a rivalry between CM Punk and John Cena. I don't see why they've done this. You know, keep the spot again. It's just like the Triple H thing. Keep the spotlight on CM Punk and Cena, the two people who are going to be involved in your match. This was so pointless and needless. I thought so anyway. I didn't like it at all.
I'm going to agree, but at the same time, I think CM Punk used The Rock to get at Cena.
Mm.
He used this Dwayne Johnson video to get his point across, more about how Cena is compared to him. So I guess there is good to it, but again, they went on a bit long than they should have.
Yeah,
Anyway.
another thing. Why the fuck was John Laurinaitis there? What, he can't fucking... He acts like he's got laryngitis. Johnny laryngitis. He can't fucking speak at all. He's no good at promos, is he?
No, but I'm going to plug, I think it read on No DQ, that this
Take him off.
They take him off. They said,
Dude,
no, we don't like
fuck
him.
off.
He can't speak well.
You
So,
sound too much like Austin.
so yeah, so I think that's I'm plugging that because I'm just thinking that was a good thing we read there.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's going to be the end of him.
Yeah, the one thing though, I mean, again, I really like this main event segment. You know, we know that Punk is great on the mic, but I really did feel when he's being serious, when he, you know, spoke like he did, I thought Cena did very well on the mic, and especially against CM Punk. We know he's a great talker. I really did enjoy Cena's mic with it, just because it's serious and we can understand what he's saying and it's not corny.
With John Cena, again, I'm going to give him credit when he's not making up his lame jokes, when he's actually talking serious about the business and about his feelings towards certain wrestlers and certain things that are going on. I give him a thumbs up. He can actually do a good job at that.
Yep.
And the way he spoke in his promo to CM Punk, I say he actually got his point across, and he's actually given us the hype, more hype than to this SummerSlam match.
Yeah. Now let's go on to our rant, MJ. We had a go-home show to a SummerSlam with 4 matches announced on the card. Last week's Raw, in my opinion, really did lay the foundations for the feud we were going to get. It was only a matter of time, a matter of WWE announcing the matches. Did they announce any matches tonight for the go-home show? For the pay-per-view even?
No, but
Exactly.
they gave us a hint that some could possibly happen.
Yeah,
but
but
they
we
didn't
want to
actually
see
announce
them. That's the thing. I mean, it's all well and good. We can identify the matches that we might see. Our guess is as good as anyone else's, but we want to fucking see these matches announced so we know what we're going to be paying for. This is a huge gripe I have about this whole build-up to this pay-per-view at the moment. Really huge gripe.
That's true, but I'm thinking, let's just say the WWE do that whole pull match out of the hat. The matches that we would have would be the Ziggler and A-Ray.
Yeah.
Ray, if they're going to get out this injury thing, Ray versus Miz.
Good match.
I think...
Truth Morrison's been done now. You can't really do that anymore.
No, they've put... So
Del Rio, maybe? Kofi? I don't know. I'm just trying.
Del Rio, Kofi, we've seen that before.
We shouldn't have to
but
guess, though, should we, really?
no, so let's just say that they kind of gave us a Raw that we look forward to because it's the Raw before the pay-per-view,
Yeah.
and they've just not lived up to their expectations of what we thought should have happened.
They just didn't do their job, which was to announce matches for the frigging pay-per-view that we're supposed to pay. You know, we're supposed to pay £15 for this, and it might not sound like a lot of money to some of you out there, but 4 matches announced, 5 matches even. It's just, you know, how are we supposed to really want to invest our money in a pay-per-view which only has 5 matches announced? It really doesn't say much, does it, really?
No, and the thing is, what I want to know is from you guys. You've watched this war now. What do you feel about the fact that we've not had any matches announced? We can rant about this because obviously it's disappointing.
Oh, I have, and you've seen it.
We have. So what do you feel about these? The whole 2 hour of Raw, no matches were announced.
And SmackDown.
Well, we'll get to that. Yes. But so please share your thoughts about that in the comment section below.
Yeah, I think on that note we should really end Raw at the moment because I'm just going to rant about this all day if I don't, and there's going to be no more good on Raw. So should we just end Raw there?
Yeah, and just hope that the matches that have been booked, which is not a lot, at the pay-per-view actually are great matches and gone for a good amount of time.
And the Raw one will probably steal the show and make the pay-per-view what it is, won't it, really?
And be the headline of that pay-per-view, yes.
Yeah, pretty much. Setting out like a UFC pay-per-view, so to speak. Should we go on to TNA then? 3 days into the future, into TNA we go.
Yeah, let's.
So after a relatively average pay-per-view in Hardcore Justice, we have Kurt Angle as our World Heavyweight Champion.
Woo!
Yeah, we open with Immortal. Why? When you've just had your World Heavyweight Champion, TNA World Heavyweight Champion, new one, and a big heel turn, why is a big thing like that not being paraded at the opening of the show? Why do TNA have to feed Immortal an opener every fucking week? I don't understand.
Well, that is a good point. That Angle should have been the opener, but at the same time, this opening promo did give us the matches tonight. It did announce, so I guess it's got.
So it gave us one, didn't it? The main event.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's the main event, so that's good.
So that's one good point out
Good.
there.
Yay. Good opening Immortal promo. Yay. The promo itself wasn't very good though, was it? It was just bloody Ray talking. And then they attacked fucking Anderson. Burying him again.
And Anderson being my favourite wrestler just got attacked by... Because the thing is, Buddy Ray started complimenting him, saying, "You're a good man, you're a good wrestler," and all that. But then at the same time, they just all went like dogs on him. And
they quickly forgot about Abyss. They quickly forgot about being pissed at Abyss, didn't they? As soon as Mr. Anderson came on the friggin' scene.
Yeah, maybe there'll be another Immortal versus Anderson later on or whatever. But this own promo just basically worked the best.
Do you know what really pisses me off? Right, the fact that they got Anderson and Immortal, and you're thinking to yourself, Immortal is a faction that TNA like to book right, that like to book well. He's going to be at the top of this faction, the leader, as the champion. He goes in there, the next week, loses the championship, and then they're already teasing a friggin' breakup. And I'm just like, what was the point in even doing this? What was the point in giving Anderson the strap if you were just going to do this to Immortal, if you were just going to, use this whole Immortal storyline?
Well, it's like Buddy Ray said. The way you are, you're a great wrestler, you are great for Immortal. So I think the reason he got involved in Immortal was maybe to try to give him a push, which didn't go anywhere. So I think when they realised the push weren't working, they're just trying to get out of it. Yeah. So I guess that's my miss of it.
How many times now do they have to turn Anderson heel, face? Do they not? They don't really know where to go with him, do they, Anderson?
Well, the way he'd been going the WWE, like Buddy Ray made another point. Gosh, he said a lot, didn't he?
Did he say something along the lines of "Shut up, you phony"?
No, close to that. But he said,
"You faggot."
The fans seem to like you calling them your asshole.
You're an asshole. But
you
like it.
Yeah, that's the thing. The fans like being called Anderson's lucky assholes or whatever they were.
Call me an asshole, NJ.
You asshole.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's the best compliment I've ever had in my whole entire life.
You see,
I'm an asshole.
So you see, again, I think they were just using Anderson as he was a face all along, but the Immortal were hoping to get the heel out of it.
Good luck. I don't know. This opening segment really spoke droves about TNA for me. The fact Immortal opened it again. I hated that. They announced the main event, which was basically a 3-on-1 match, trying to break Crimson's undefeated streak. But we saw. I tell you one good thing though. D'Lo Brown and Al Snow for the fucking win. They came out and saved Anderson from getting his ass kicked because he could have fucking died in that ring, and the assholes would have been sad.
They were very sad.
Yes, the crowd went quiet on that day.
But what I'll say...
Could hear a pin drop.
What I will say is
that's Camp Heat for you, though.
It was. The thing I'll say is this weren't the only time Anderson got buried tonight.
No, definitely. He got buried later on. Shall we move on to the next segment of the night then, Jay?
It's an improvement from the beginning. Yeah, we'll say that.
Okay, the segment was Mickie James versus Madison Rayne in an unannounced #1 contendership match. Why doesn't Mickie James get an automatic rematch? Why aren't we seeing our new Knockouts champion in Winter and Angelina?
That commentary.
Were they a commentary?
No, I'm just saying they should have been.
They should have been a commentary, or at least interfered in the match. I don't know. Mickie James wins this match, fantastic, because we know she should be the #1 contender. But why does she need to go through all this rematch shit? And why against Madison Rayne? Sure, why don't they put her against a decent one?
Come on, people, do your waves.
Oh God, you can't see it on here.
No, but do your waves, people.
Queen Bee.
That's it.
Fucking
But
hell.
the thing is, the match had botches. It
Queen
weren't
Goat.
the best matches. I just weren't entertained by as much. As you've heard in the past, knockout matches are something I look forward to in TNA.
Yep.
And this just weren't the best matches. But
Nope.
Mickie James wins. That's the main thing.
That's the main thing. Mickie James wins, and hopefully she'll get. This will lead to some feud pay-per-view. I'm guessing it will. It'll lead to a Knockouts Championship match at No Surrender, hopefully. So
Hopefully they won't put it on a TNA show.
oh yeah, because that would be good booking, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because,
Let's hope not.
Because next we had our X Division segment. We had Brian Kendrick versus Robbie E in a match, which I was like, is it for the X Division title? Is it not? They didn't really make it very clear to us. The commentary, 1 minute was saying it was a title, next minute it wasn't. But fucking Robbie E. One thing that fucking really fucked this whole segment up was Robbie E and fucking Cookie. Why do they have to feed us this whole argument between Robbie E and Cookie when the match should be about the fucking X Division champ?
I kind of think the match could have been better if Cookie
Definitely.
did not get involved. Because when she got involved, the match just went downhill really quick.
Yeah.
And she actually screwed the match up for Robbie E.
Robbie E sucks as well. I mean, there's being heel and there's being annoying. And unfortunately, Robbie E is one of those guys that is just fucking annoying. And he's not even that great in the ring, really, is he?
No, so it's going to be an obvious win.
Yeah, fire him. I really do think they should fire him. Especially if they're bringing in all these new talents, which you saw on one of the segments of the show. Get the fuck rid of him, because he sucks. Showed in this match.
Yeah, there weren't actually anything good about this match, really. Even Brian Kendrick winning weren't a good thing, but he should have went up the two.
Oh. Austin Aries on commentary.
That's a good part outside the match, but yeah.
Exactly. And we know that they've got all these new talents now, so hopefully we'll see some better X Division action in the future, because I didn't really enjoy this match too
But
much.
what I don't see why TNA thought it'd be a good idea if it was for the X Division Championship. Let's say it was.
I'm not sure.
Why put Robbie E in that match?
I don't know, mate. No idea. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't for the title. I was just mistaken. But
It's still a bit of a weird opponent for Brian Kendrick.
Yeah, well, he's a weird opponent for anyone, really.
It would have been.
He'd be fucking great for Jersey Shore, though, wouldn't he?
Oh, yeah, big time.
Never watched that show. I don't really give a
No,
shit about
we
it.
do not.
Fuck off, Snooki.
Yeah, please
WrestleMania,
do.
bitch.
Yeah.
Right, the next match we got was a good match, in my opinion. It was
Good,
a Bound for
bad,
Glory
good,
Series match. Yeah, it goes in that fucking order, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We had a Bound for Glory Series match between Beer Money, yay!
Woo!
AJ Styles and RBD,
Woo!
yay! And Pope and Devon,
Woo!
yay! Now, Pope and Devon are alright, I don't mind
No,
it.
they're
But I
alright.
do like this idea of having a free-way tag team match. I mean, it was 2 in the ring, obviously, but 3 tag teams in it. You know, it's just another way of getting more people in that BFG series involved on a show, and this is a good way of doing it. I did enjoy this match, mainly because Beer Money and AJ Styles were in it.
And it's got like Rob Van Dam, he's getting involved in this match. And
At least he didn't fucking win it, though. Oh,
no,
thank God.
that was the main
Robert
thing.
Roode for the win!
Yeah, he gets his points that he wants, yeah.
He's one of the major faces I'm really thinking that can really contest Kurt Angle now for this Bound for for this title of Bound for Glory. Him, Crimson, maybe Matt Morgan, who knows?
Matt Morgan would have been good.
Yeah, even though he's injured apparently, according to the commentary team, even though he hasn't got a cast on anymore.
No, he has not. But
No.
the good thing about this is while the match was going, on commentary, we heard the great words.
What, Christopher Daniels?
Christopher Daniels
Oh.
is wanting a rematch
Yes.
with AJ Styles.
Now, I hope this leads to some kind of AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, rematch, or at least to some sort of program, because I love to see these two guys in the ring together. I really do.
Heel turn.
Yeah.
Christopher Daniels heel turn.
Should have happened at Destination X.
But it could happen now.
Oh, if Christopher Daniels does turn heel, some of his best matches are a heel. Remember Ring of Honor? Very good matches at Ring of Honor. El Generico at Best in the World. Eddie Edwards at ROH takes center stage, and
So
the 9th anniversary show.
So maybe it could happen.
Definitely.
That'll make their maybe last match or continuous matches more interesting.
Yeah, and we're going to get Hogan and Sting. Why not put AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels on the Bound for Glory Series card, eh? I'd love to see that again. Just make it better than their match at Destination X.
That's very true.
Yeah. So yeah, Robert Roode wins. I think he deserves to win. He needs the points. He's one of those guys who I really do feel is going to be coming at the top of this league. So overall, a good segment, I thought.
Yeah, it was a good match of the night.
Yeah. Definitely match of the night, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Next, we had a Kurt Angle segment. This really should have been in the beginning, but I guess he got the segment. And this segment I really did like, mainly because Kurt Angle explains, not very well in my opinion, but he explains why he went over to why he hit Sting with a chair and everything. And we heard all the canned boos, because everyone loves to cheer Angle.
That's true, and he blames Dixie Carter.
Oh, Dixie
and this
Carter.
is the first time I've heard her name get brought into this for weeks now, so
yeah,
he blames her for this whole Sting thing and the Hogan thing.
Well, one thing I did enjoy was the thing they did with Sting, because we know that Sting and Hogan now are going to have a match at Bound for Glory, and so Sting has just lost his match to Angle, and then he comes out and then Hogan hits him with a chair. And as much as I don't like this match happening, at least they're hyping for it well. But they're going to hype for it when Hulk Hogan's going to be in the hype, brother.
Well, I've got one question about this.
Go on.
It's just came to me now.
Go on.
When a champion loses their championship,
Rematch. Maybe he'll get it at No Surrender. We don't know yet.
No.
But yeah, I didn't. This segment was mainly because it's Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's very good on the mic. He's very good at expressing his words, and he's now a heel. So I guess there's another little dimension to his character. I do feel that Kurt Angle going into Bound for Glory would be the man to put over, a new face into the main event scene. So I do like the fact that he's won it, and this segment was very good. I just enjoyed it.
With Angle now actually admitting and showing that he's a heel, is going to give this whole Bound for Glory thing a bit more interest, because we're going to have maybe Base winning it now.
Yep.
He's going to go up against the heel Kurt Angle, who wants to destroy the future faces and the little guys.
Yep. But one thing he said, though, he said he wants to hurt all the young talents.
That's what I was saying, yeah.
Why? Why are we going to go off and hurt all the young talent now? I don't understand.
I don't know, I think it's just a heel, so different, a heel-like thing to say. So I guess whoever wins, which again, Angle does get involved later, and he actually explains his whole hurt action. Yeah,
and also what I loved about the segment was the fact that Angle started hugging Hogan and started touching his big man boobs. He's now got, he's 58 years old. I thought that was hilarious.
That was after laying out Sting.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah, they laid out Sting, and I think you might like that, since you're not really a big Sting supporter, are you?
No, I'm not.
At least he was serious tonight, though.
He was, that's the thing, I like the whole serious thing. But the thing is, he was coming down to attack Angle, and he just got laid out by Hogan and Angle.
Yep, so Sting not being on top for a change.
Yeah.
And he's lost the title, thank God.
Ooh.
So is Angle an immortal now or not, or is he just with Hogan?
Again,
any idea?
That's giving us the feeling. I'm looking at it, because the thing is, later in the night, we get a feeling of someone else joining Immortal.
Okay.
So at the minute, I'm thinking Angle or this other person, which I'm thinking, it comes later. I'm thinking Angle could be a member of Immortal, but at the same time, I think he'll do better on his own. But
yeah, I do think so too.
Yeah.
Next, we had a Knockouts tag team match. Usually, these matches aren't too good until we had that match on the pay-per-view, which I thought was very good. And this match, I thought, wasn't as good, but still a very good match. ODB and Miss Jackie versus Brooke Teschmacher, who's now changed the fucking name from Miss Teschmacher to Brooke Teschmacher now.
Cool.
And Tara.
It was better than the Mickey James match. Give that to
Definitely,
less botches, and this was more longer and action-packed match.
Yep.
So that's the thing I'm going to give this. This is actually where I say that this is what I look forward to in knockout matches, good matches, and this was one of them.
Yeah. We had ODB and Miss Jackie come out saying, "Oh, Bischoff gave them a chance and everything." And it was like, well, I could believe that kind of. But
anyone could do that. Just going to Bischoff's office house for a chance.
Bischoff, I want my match at the title. I've got a match with Angle at no
Oh, well done, Dan.
Do you want to be in my corner and,
Yeah.
turn on me?
No, I'll help you up Angle.
Oh,
get a check.
No. I need to go against Sting if you want to do that.
Yeah, but at the same time, to give you the championship, I'll take out Angle for you. So yeah, there we
thank
go.
you. You're such a good friend. Anyway,
Good idea.
Enough joking aside.
I wasn't joking, but yeah.
And then I woke up from the dream.
Okay.
Right, next we have a segment with Eric Bischoff in it, and usually when I see segments with Bischoff in it, I think, oh, Jesus Christ. But in this segment, he announced, not after Destination X or anything, but he announced that there is now an X Division! Yay!
Yes! And that's all because Abyss screwed up and lost his
Extreme Championship.
Yeah, so he lost that. So it's all Abyss's fault. This has happened.
Yay!
So yeah. But the thing about this is where I was mentioning about the new Immortal member,
Austin Aries.
Because he did tell him stay behind, tell him private chat, which we do not know what happened.
No, because the camera didn't quite get into the door like they usually would do on segments like this.
No,
Really have known. I'd love to have been a fly on the wall in that fucking room. Would you?
Yeah, because again, Abyss screwed up. So maybe Austin Aries is taking Abyss's job.
Oh, who knows? Abyss is placing Immortal late. And also, one great thing I liked about this, you had all the new talents in there, so you get to see the new talents, and it's another section with the X Division in it, which I liked. Another segment, and they announced a gauntlet match for next week for the #1 contendership for the X Division Championship with all the X Division guys in it. I'm really looking forward to this, just because it's one of those matches where you're going to see a lot of high flying action, and it's really one of the matches that I thrive upon. I love seeing these kind of matches.
Because gauntlet matches, I've seen them in WWE, but to see one in TNA, get all the X Divisions involved in this, I think it's going to be a good match next week.
Definitely, I'm really looking forward to that next week. Oh my god. Fuck off, man. We had Jeff Jarrett and Karen Jarrett come out in dressed as Mexicans, and it's like,
voila!
Yeah, exactly. Gay. You have Jeff Jarrett come out, do a segment, and in this segment you can kind of tell he's got links with AAA because he's talking about Mexico, and it's a pretty pointless segment which has nothing to do with what TNA is doing at the moment.
That's the point I was going to make. It went on for too long, and it had no hype for anything that Jeff Jarrett's going to do in the next couple of weeks.
No matches, no feuds.
Nothing.
So, they didn't put anyone over, nothing.
So the noise I'm going to make for this is...
Yep. And basically, Jeff Jarrett pretty much does what he does best and embarrasses two new development guys who basically the only word they can say is "K."
And then he starts big up this Guerrero up in the commentary.
K.
And I wouldn't say what Jeff Jarrett does best because he didn't do anything best.
K.
So, and basically, the Guerrero guy comes down and helps the two Mexican guys from being attacked by Jeff Jarrett.
Okay.
And then Jeff Jarrett leaves the ring with Karen.
Do you know what K is Spanish for?
Yes.
What is it Spanish for then?
I was just saying yes.
What? Spanish for what? Que? Que? I don't know, man. That's a letter. K. K. K.
Yeah, that's what they
Kicking K, not curly K. Anyway, we're not even. This is a bit off discussion, isn't it? Right. So basically, it was a shit segment. Nothing was good about it at all. Let's just move on. Let's just move on to the main. Oh no! Before the main event. Oh god.
This is what I said earlier.
Anderson being buried once more, and it's just really stupid. Like, he's just been carted off. First of all, he's just been carted off to the fucking hospital, and now he's back looking like a zombie. And Immortal just beat him up again.
What I would say is I quite like when he came in and he went to the room alone with Buddy Ray. I thought, oh, this is going to be good. Buddy
Calm down, Benson. Calm down.
That I'm thinking that was great. Anderson actually did manage to get his upper hand over Buddy Ray. I would say that was fine, perfect segment. But no, in comes Gunner, shuts the door, and they take him out.
Again, we can't see what the fuck's going on. I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that fucking room.
But again, when's things going to turn right for Anderson again? Because they need to, because he is a great wrestler as it is.
It is a bit of a shame, but do you move on to the main event?
Here we go.
Alright, main event, we have 3-on-1 action between Crimson, Bully Ray, Scott Steiner, and Gunner. And the first thing I want to say here is, oh my god, how fucking slow is Scott Steiner in the ring?
And what I want to say is, oh my god, why is this match happening? 3-on-1 against Crimson.
Undefeated.
3-on-1. It could have been like, you could have had Buddy Ray, the big loudmouth of Immortal, versus Crimson. That would have been a bit more of an interesting match, I think.
The main thing is Crimson wins and keeps his undefeated streak going.
He does.
He does it in a real cheap way, which kind of, I don't know, it's kind of good for the match because it's 3-on-1. You're going to want to get a cheap victory, I guess. So it's kind of realistic that way. The match itself wasn't very good, though, was it? Really? Let's face it. Especially for main event, you didn't get anywhere near enough time.
That's the thing, because we were looking at the clocks.
5 to fucking 4.
Yeah, and I was thinking, what? It's a main event, the attraction of the night, maybe, and you don't give enough time for us to be interested in it.
And where was Jeremy Borash? I love what Jeremy Borash here announcing your main event of the evening with his crooked head and everything.
And you give us Chrissy Hemming for the most of the night and not him at the main event, so that was pretty poor.
This bout is set for one fall. Coming out first, it's Gunner.
But the good thing about this, I will say, on commentary, Matt Morgan.
Matt Morgan is a legend. I still think he should win the Bound for Glory Series tournament.
But he looks fine, so hopefully he'll come back in the next few weeks and get his points.
And on commentary, we have Matt Morgan.
Chrissy Hem, go away.
I could do better than Chrissy Hem. Chrissy Hem doesn't put enough emphasis on the end, does she?
He does not know.
No, I don't like her as a ring announcer. Get Jeremy Borash back in there. He does it awesome. But anyway.
What I want to say quickly is that, as I said earlier, Angle got involved in this to prove his whole I'm going to take up the younger guys.
Yep, that was an important segment, actually. I kind of forgot about that. Angle comes out and attacks Crimson, and you kind of think to yourself, is this a tease for what we're going to get at Bound for Glory? Because we know Crimson is at the top of that table. Is this a tease for Bound for Glory?
What I'm looking at it with the points that Crimson's got, and the fact that he's not going to lose this undefeated streak before the next pay-per-view, I think it's a big possibility that it's going to happen.
So do I. And they've already teased it now, I guess. So I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we'll figure out later, because some stuff with Crimson, I'm guessing, is going to happen next week. So it's got me looking forward to next week now. X Division thing.
Even though I'd like matches to be announced, like they've done that in the past, and I've liked that part of TNA, but
yeah.
No.
Okay, so this show overall, I think we gave a C. It was very average, really, wasn't it? It wasn't much. There was some good stuff, but it was kind of overshadowed by a lot of the bad stuff. But I guess it was an okay show. It just wasn't the best of TNA shows. No,
again, I was watching it, liking some parts, but not liking a lot of parts.
Okay, then shall we move on from TNA and go into the WWE B show, which is SmackDown, then, NJ?
Yeah, let's.
So as you can tell from NJ's depressive tone at the end of that last video when I announced we were going to be talking about SmackDown, SmackDown this week wasn't exactly the greatest of shows, was it? From a booking standpoint and from an entertainment standpoint.
No, and there's no surprise that Christian's invite actually did happen and Triple H opened the show.
Definitely. Take it away, NJ. It's your man. You do it.
Okay, well, he basically, again, talked about the whole... he spoke quite a lot about the Raw main event.
On a SmackDown.
Again, I'm going to say yes, it's needed because obviously it's the draw of SummerSlam. But it's not like people are going to forget about this match.
I mean, for God's sake, who's in it again? John Cena and BM Bunk.
See?
I've just forgotten already. With Double H as the special guest referee.
So we didn't really need to be reminded. See, we can remember perfectly, so it didn't need to be reminded. But
the other one is Blandy Borton versus Christian for the World Middleweight Championship, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, pretty much.
In an all-holds-barred match, yeah? Right? Have I got it?
Yeah, but...
I'm looking forward to this SummerSlam.
In all seriousness,
SummerSlam.
When he got past the Raw talk, he actually announced matches for tonight.
Yes, we got Rhodes versus Ezekiel Jackson for the Intercontinental Championship. Orton versus Carly as our main event, unfortunately. And Alberto Del Rio versus Daniel Bryan in a Money in the Bank winner versus Money in the Bank winner match. Of course, we'll discuss these matches when they actually come in more detail, because there's a lot of things about this match we need to talk about.
The thing is, at first I thought, Triple H's done a good job at getting us hyped up for this actual SmackDown. But then he had the little visitor from the person who invited him to the show, Christian.
But surely Triple H is the boss. He can invite himself to any fucking show he wants.
Pretty
He can go on Superstars and still be there in the middle of the ring
on the internet tapings. Yeah, that's pretty lame. But yeah,
NXT.
Yeah, he could have gone on there and done a few helping out NXT.
Had a match.
He could have had a match. But basically, he comes out and says Christian is suing. Yes, suing. We've not heard that before in the WWE. So the WWE for Orton's flipping mental health.
It's fucking ridiculous. He comes out and it's just like, yeah, well, you know, my match, I don't want to have a match against Orton because he's got anger management issues, and it's just like, what the fuck?
You put me in jeopardy by putting me against someone that bad.
And then Triple H just turns around to him and says, well, I'm your boss, you do as I say, so fuck off.
But why? Why are you doing this? Why?
I know, it was fucking funny, wasn't it? He's always moaning, isn't he, that boy? Christian's always frigging moaning.
But Triple H actually convinced him to put his money where his mouth is and actually get the respect by taking this match instead of going through this stupid law thing and go for your match against Orton in the Knowles Bar match at SummerSlam.
Was it me, or did this segment seem really drawn out? It seemed I think if it ended with Triple H, it would have been fine. But with Christian there, I think Christian getting involved in the main event in the opening segment is good because he is the World Heavyweight Champion. But not in this way. You're just making him look so fucking weak. You're making him look like a cheap champion. Come on, let's book your champion strong here. Come on.
That's true, because as Triple H said, a lot of people have lost respect for you because of what you do and what you say.
The peeps.
So, the peeps, as he called them. So I think he needs to stop being this little whiny thing and actually go to SummerSlam and actually give us a match that has not been hyped up as well as the Raw one has.
Yep, so we've got 3 matches from this opening segment, hype for the Raw event, a bit of Christian, so I guess overall we can say the positives outweigh the negatives on that one.
Pretty much,
Yep.
yeah.
And we also got the announcement of Christian versus Sheamus, which Christian didn't really take too much liking to, did he? Why do you do this to me? Yeah.
And again, the horrible thing about this, making this cut this match short, is he walked out of this match, and I'm thinking, you're meant to be SmackDown's champion, so you're meant to be the one that can outdo other wrestlers.
Yeah.
So for you to walk away from Sheamus is not really showing us great stuff from you, Christian.
No, and you could even make an argument for this match even happening. I mean, why do you have your... It's the same problem with SmackDown. Why do you have 2 guys who need pushes going into the pay-per-view facing each other? I mean, the match ended in a count-out, which is okay, but you just make the champion look so friggin' weak, and it's just so totally needless, in my opinion. It's one thing I hate about SmackDown. They always seem to do this. We clean... I don't know what it is. It just really pisses me off the booking on SmackDown at the moment.
Again, if this was not a match the night before SummerSlam, I think this would have been a good match. Sheamus versus Christian, they could have actually performed and put on a good fight, because they're both, as we've seen now, good wrestlers, apart from the fact that Sheamus is in a match with Mark Henry and Christian's in a match with Orton.
Yeah, could this not have been the main event instead of Orton versus Carly? Really?
It makes sense having the champ
in the main event
instead of the #1 contender.
Or the guy who we like to know as, the guy who's going to look like a monster every fucking week on SmackDown. It's his show, basically. It's not Triple H's show, it's his show. Telling you now.
Yeah.
He runs the shots on that show. He's the real COO.
Let's lighten the mood up a bit now.
Yeah, because next we had a Diva segment, which is very good. These Diva segments have been very good lately. I mean, I've really enjoyed the Diva segments. In this one, we had Beth Phoenix and Natalya versus AJ and Caitlyn, who didn't get an entrance, so you kind of knew they were going to job. Mind you, just seeing Beth Phoenix and Natalya as heel really does show you're going to be jobbing to them, doesn't it?
Yeah, the fact they came down together and the fact that they were the ones that are needing to look good because they've just turned into heels, and Beth got this match at SummerSlam, you knew that the other two were just going to job and keep giving these two the push.
Beth Phoenix gets the win on AJ, and that really makes her look strong going into the pay-per-view.
And the way she won it,
segment.
the way she won it was just pure awesome.
That pin is so sexy.
It is.
So
nicely
sexy.
done.
Love it.
But yeah, so I'm saying that is good for Beth Phoenix. She got strong, better than her Raw match, and she actually looked good going to SummerSlam.
Yep, that's all we can really say about that, isn't it?
It is.
Because in the next match, we get an imposter. Who was this imposter? His name was Sin Cara. He's played...
Sin Cara's back!
Like,
yes! Yes, man! Yes!
The average fan would say that, MJ. The average fan that goes to a SmackDown taping.
What, the average fan?
I'm saying an average fan that goes to the SmackDown taping, who cheers for Orton and actually likes the booking they do on that show. Basically, we have someone dressed up as Sin Cara, Hunico from the FCW Developmental, against Tyson Kidd.
That's who he is.
And this match only got 3 minutes. And you're kind of thinking to yourself, you got away with it at the start, but then Booker T comes along and says, well, Sin Cara looks like he's put on a little bit of weight, doesn't he? And it's just like, if you're going to sell the fact that it's Sin Cara, don't first bring up the fact that he might have put on a little bit of weight, because we ain't going to fucking believe that. Really?
No, but I think the fact the match only got, as well as that Booker T mess up thing, I think the match should have gone on for a little bit longer, maybe not up to 10 minutes, because he could have screwed this match up, and plus it's not really Sin Cara, so there's going to be some differences in this match.
No.
So I think the way they did it, they could have gone a bit longer to make the match more entertaining for SmackDown.
What I want to know is why the fuck are they returning Sin Cara before his suspension is down and they're making a fake guy wrestle? I don't see the logic there. Really, I don't. This match went on for 3 minutes, not enough time. I guess because it's Hunico, you say to yourself, you can't really do long matches, he's not really trained for it with Tyson Kidd, so I guess they have Tyson Kidd in the ring with him. If there's going to have a long match, it'll be with Tyson Kidd because he's a very accomplished technical wrestler.
Yeah, so I'm going to say the action that happened in this match was entertaining.
Good.
But it should have gone on just maybe a few minutes longer.
Definitely. Yeah, maybe 6 or 7 minutes would have been good.
Push up a little bit more, yeah.
But we didn't get it. But oh well, no hype for the pay-per-view or anything there, so I guess you could even argue why the fuck was he even booked on the pay-per-view? Booked on the SmackDown
it gave a match that I think people were there found entertaining, so that's what it really did for SmackDown.
Okay, next we have the hour main event. It's Alberto Del Rio, who, remember, lost to CM Punk on Raw, up against Daniel Bryan. Now, when I first saw this match, I was thinking to myself, yeah, I was in two minds, because my mark mind was saying, oh, I really want to see this match. These two could put on a great match. But my booking mind, on the right side of my brain, I believe, don't know which side it is, says to me, why are these two in a fucking match when they both need pushes going into the pay-per-view? Could you not have Daniel Bryan go against someone else who maybe isn't booked to the pay-per-view? Maybe, a jobber heel, like a Heath Slater. Or, I don't know, anyone on SmackDown.
Well, my brain was saying this. Money in the Bank winner versus Money in the Bank winner. Interesting idea. But the thing is...
The match was shit.
You have one of them who's got a match at SummerSlam. So he needs to look strong going into the pay-per-view. And you have Alberto Del Rio, who's maybe going to be cashing in soon. So he needs to look strong.
Yeah.
So there's good points about this match for me and bad points.
There's always good and bad points about SmackDown matches, the way they're booked.
Well,
It's 3.5 minutes. Again, I was expecting so much more from this match. I mean, it didn't even get decent time. And
that is true. This match should have gone longer. We could have had more... Daniel Bryan's good submission moves, which he's shown great over the last couple of weeks. He could have done that. Now, Alberto Del Rio, he's got his submission moves, but we could have seen more from him. So, again, it kind of let us down in that area too.
Yeah. And the one thing that was great about this segment, though, was Barrett coming at the end. But the one issue I have, and there's always an issue with these kind of things, is Del Rio wins the match clean. Instead of burying Daniel Bryan by making Del Rio win clean and then have Barrett beat him up after the match, why don't you use that Barrett thing to maybe cause a disqualification or something, so no one really gets too buried in it? I'm just an idea.
Well, here's what I think. On Raw, Alberto Del Rio lost his match.
Yeah.
On SmackDown, he won his match. So I guess it's fair, because we don't really want Alberto to lose 2 matches in a row. So I kind of say that's the upside for Alberto's side.
Again, the argument could be put across, does he really need to be in this match? Why can't Daniel Bryan just be against a jobber, for example?
So that goes back to me saying, I like the whole idea of Money in the Bank versus Money in the Bank. It's just so different, so good to see, I think. But at the same time, it's not done any of these two a lot of justice.
Nope.
The Barrett thing,
very good.
On the other hand, that's been good, because obviously it's teasing more of Daniel Bryan and Wade Barrett.
Yeah, and making Barrett look strong for once. Fucking hell. I mean, when was the last time you saw Wade Barrett look strong?
Oh, there's been little things when they could, like, there's the whole attack Big Show, that's in the past. There's him...
Nexus.
So most of his looking strong are in the past, but now he's on SmackDown. Now he's been involved in Money in the Bank. He needs to start getting that strong looking back. So hopefully this match at SummerSlam, he'll actually get his good looking strong.
Yeah, the only thing is, though, that match at SummerSlam, if they have it, which it's been announced, it was announced briefly during this match, I guess, which was decent enough. You just know they're going to use it to put Daniel Bryan over. So at the end of the day, Barrett isn't going to get the win. We know that.
Sadly not, so I hope it seems like Wade Barrett's going to have to wait until next pay-per-view to look better.
Do you want to talk about the From the Vault segment?
Not really.
Well, let's move on to the IC title match then.
Yeah.
This is the match which had the most interest in it, just because it was an IC title match which really had no build to it. The actual title match itself, no more contendership or anything, and it was on a SmackDown taping. Cody Rhodes versus Ezekiel Jackson. There's so much bad booking about this match.
Let me name the first bad point.
Go on.
We had this backstage segment of Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase coming into Theodore Long's office.
Yeah.
That could have been a perfect chance. Instead of having this match on SmackDown,
to announce it.
He could have announced it for SummerSlam.
Exactly.
That's the first one.
Exactly. And you're sitting to yourself here thinking, hang on a minute, there's a pay-per-view on Sunday. Why not use this segment to hype up the match for the pay-per-view so you can generate some fucking interest for a show which people have to pay for, rather than giving it them on free TV. And we know from this match that Cody Rhodes wins. It's a 4-minute match. It wasn't great. It was decent, but it wasn't great. And I'm supposed to believe in 4 minutes that Cody Rhodes is your new fucking IC championship. It really just goes to show how much of a prop that belt is now,
and the thing is, they had Zeke looking strong throughout the match, and it was Ted DiBiase's interference that actually helped Cody Rhodes get the win. So I'm saying that, in a way, it's got Zeke's still looking strong.
Yeah.
And we've got a new Intercontinental champ.
Yeah. And Zeke attacks Ted DiBiase after the match. I did like this because it does make him look a bit strong, even if it does bury Ted DiBiase. But at the moment, he's in jobber status, so I don't mind that too much. I just feel this, although at the end it did kind of lead us hype to maybe a pay-per-view match, it could have been done so much differently. I mean, don't have a title match. You know, just get that. I mean, I'm glad for a start they got that fucking belt off Zeke because I hated that belt on him, to be honest. I'd rather they have it on Rhodes.
Well, I've got it now, so that's your placement about that.
Yeah.
Even though it should have been at SummerSlam. Yeah.
It should definitely have been at SummerSlam, you know, where we would have to pay for it.
That would have been a better idea.
Oh, I don't know. SmackDown's booking is really confusing me at the moment.
But, luckily, gets better in this next match.
Here we go. Mark Henry versus Johnny Curtis. And the thing, I said this in the SmackDown review, but the thing I was laughing my ass off at this because you have Mark Henry pretty much burying Johnny Curtis. And Johnny Curtis, as we've seen from his vignettes and promos, he has no personality. His promo skills are shit. Why was he even on the fucking roster? And you're thinking to yourself now, Mark Henry's buried him. Thank fuck, get him off the TV.
That's the way I think, because over the last couple of weeks, Johnny Curtis has been annoying us with his...
chip on my shoulder.
Yeah, annoying us with his stupid...
An elephant out of the hat.
Backstage segment. He's been annoying us. So he got this match against Mark Henry, and again, that is a big wrestler to face for your first match. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad that WWE thought Johnny Curtis... They probably see that Johnny Curtis hasn't got anything.
Yes.
So they put him against Mark Henry for Mark Henry to squash him and look good going to the pay-per-view.
They've already got a better version of Johnny Curtis. It's called Randy Orton. It's basically it. You know, I don't know. This match was a squash, thank God, because it makes Mark Henry look strong. And then Sheamus comes in and makes the save as well, which was good because it shows interaction between Mark Henry and Sheamus going into the pay-per-view. So that was an effective segment in that sense.
It's good because obviously it's a face thing to do, but it's bad because I would have preferred to see Johnny Curtis' leg getting crushed.
Yeah, same here. Break his friggin' leg.
Yeah.
And they do. And Mark Henry rolls out the ring, and I did enjoy this because you're not having them touch before the pay-per-view too much. You had the initial confrontation between them two.
You did.
So it's really leading up to a decent match at SummerSlam, in my opinion, which has actually been hyped for, which I guess we could say that the SummerSlam is good for a segment or a feud.
Because the result of this rivalry here between Sheamus and Mark Henry is going to do great for Sheamus if he wins, because he's going to go on be this big face.
Monster face, even.
If Mark Henry wins, yeah, it'll benefit him because Sheamus has been WWE champion, so it's going to probably push Mark Henry a bit higher, but Sheamus needs to win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Main event time.
Yeah, what a great match this is.
Usually, well, we know Randy Orton's in it. That means that that's a downgrade for it straight away.
And Carly's the second downgrade.
Randy Orton versus Carly was your main event on SmackDown. Orton wins with an RKO in 4 minutes. Is there really much else we can say about this match other than the fact that it was boring?
Well, what I'm going to say is this match should have been that Christian versus...
In the position of the Christian Sheamus match.
They should switch.
Yeah, I think that should have been as well. I'd like to... They probably should have ended the Christian Sheamus match a bit differently, but it would have been better as a main event, I feel. Two very equally adept wrestlers rather than Orton versus Carly. I mean, come on.
And again, the match itself, there weren't anything exciting about it. It was just not an entertaining way to finish SmackDown.
No.
But luckily, it weren't Carly to finish the night because Christian comes to the ramp.
Yeah.
And basically says that he's going to, at SummerSlam, he's going to change everything, and there's just something to watch out for. So
I guess you have Randy Orton looking strong going into the pay-per-view. This match really does highlight, along with a lot of the other matches, really does highlight the roster weakness on SmackDown at the moment, and they haven't got Kane anymore. They haven't got Big Show they can bring on from Raw. It really does show their roster weakness when you've got Randy Orton versus Great Khali in the main event. And like you said, Christian comes out, doesn't really do much. He says that everything is going to change at SummerSlam, and I'm sitting there thinking, is that the best fucking thing you could do to hype your main event feud? Christian standing there saying, everything's going to change after SummerSlam, Randy. It just doesn't generate any interest.
I would have probably had, while Orton's celebrating his win, Christian come up behind and give him his belt or do his finisher, and just have Christian standing over Orton. But again, they wouldn't do that to Orton. So
of course not.
Again, this is the best thing they could have came up with. The show before SummerSlam.
Yep. So match going into SummerSlam now. Not a very good go-home show for SmackDown. Same for Raw as well. It was not very good at all, I don't think.
The whole of SmackDown, apart from the Sheamus and Mark Henry thing, that's the only thing that's really gave me hype for the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
The rest of SmackDown has just been pretty plain. Oh well, Beth Phoenix, sorry.
That was a good
been
segment.
thing.
Yeah,
But the rest of it has just been just not the best.
No. The booking decisions, some of them were questionable. The main event was shit. No more matches. You had one match announced, but that was unofficially more website rather than WWE. They mentioned it quickly. So really, technically, no matches really announced tonight either, which is a bit of a shame because I really thought SmackDown would be the show you would have announced the rest of your matches on. In terms of a going show on SmackDown, it really wasn't that good, and the wrestling wasn't even that good, which is usually one of the reasons why I rate SmackDown better than Raw. Because the wrestling is usually better, even though it has way less meaning than on Raw, because they don't have any fucking storylines going on at the moment, which are meaningful.
So I'm going to say this gave us about 4 segments of hype going to the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say it hasn't done too bad, but at the same time, it hasn't announced matches, which is leaving us. It's the last show before SummerSlam, so it's left us thinking,
what now?
Is this all we're going to get?
Pretty much.
Thanks for it, WWE.
Yep. So going into one of your big 4 pay-per-views of the year, you have 2 really bad go-home shows. It's not really a good sign going into SummerSlam, in my opinion.
So all I can say is that it's the end now. Raw, SmackDown finished. So I guess all they can do now is throw matches in out the hat. That's all they can do now.
We've got to wait to see what they do at SummerSlam now. See if they can surprise us.
That's it.
Overall thoughts then, NJ, after this tirade of rant?
Again, there's been some good things about it. We've seen the whole Sheamus, Mark Henry thing get teased better. Beth Phoenix and Talia work together, 2 heels, so I'll give that good. Del Rio and Bryan which led to Barrett thing, that was good. So I'm going to say it's had its good points, but overall, this SmackDown just weren't the best before SummerSlam.
Yeah. Booking and everything, just wow. I don't know. Should we go on to overall thoughts then, NJ? Should we just do it? Go on to it? Yeah?
Yeah, we'll just do that now.
Yeah. So really, if we were going to do an overall analysis of the WWE shows, for example, Raw and SmackDown, we would say that even though both shows weren't very good go-home shows to one of your big 4 pay-per-views of the year, Raw was probably better just because it had a better main event and more 2 good matches and a good Divas segment. I mean, that really does it.
And they actually, like I've said before, every show has their good and bad points, but I'm thinking they both level up basically with their good points. But the bad points were basically not really strong hype going to SummerSlam.
And the booking decisions by both shows, in my opinion, were very... Some of them were bad. We pointed out a lot of bad booking decisions, which we would have probably done differently, and even pointed out ways which we would have done it ourselves, which would have been better.
Yeah.
The shows just weren't very good. I mean, all 3 weren't very good.
Because, again, out of all the 3 shows, which entertained me the most was Raw.
And that's just because of the main event, CM Punk and Cena, really, isn't it?
There was a lot of that. Yeah, the other shows had things I liked in them, but Raw overall was the best.
What about TNA? TNA was very average this week. Just after I suppose it wasn't as important for them because they just... I suppose it is because it's just after their last pay-per-view, so I guess this is a very important as TNA.
Also about TNA is that TNA has hinted a lot for this upcoming month.
Yeah.
It gave us this whole Bound of Glory thing. It gave us the whole Angle thing. So I say it's done justice giving the next month hype.
Yeah, and we've also got... I'm really looking forward to next week's Impact now with that X Division thing and anything that's going to happen with Crimson and stuff. I'm really actually looking forward to it. So,
and I'm saying that we're more looking forward to... It seems like more looking forward to next TNA than SummerSlam.
Yeah, it is a bit of a shame, really, isn't it?
It was hard to say because SummerSlam is the biggest event. If you've seen our
SummerSlam review series,
we've seen how excited we were for the next year, the next year, the next year, the next year.
Except for 2007, 2004, and 1999.
Yeah, so
and 2001.
Yeah, so there was bad stuff, but we're still looking forward to SummerSlams.
Yeah.
But with this one, we kind of lost momentum to feel excited about it. But yeah,
and this was the whole point of this week to try and make us excited for SummerSlam. It's really not done us very well, has it? But
no, that's not.
No. Really just sum up the week in wrestling. To be honest, not the best of shows. Hopefully, SummerSlam will be a good pay-per-view on paper. It doesn't look like a great pay-per-view, but hopefully. With the matches getting some time, maybe it could be a good pay-per-view. Who knows? Maybe they'll surprise us.
That's what I was going to say. What every pay-per-view needs are surprises to get the crowd thinking, wow, great, I didn't expect that. So let's just hope, after what you've heard of our rants and our thoughts on Raw and SmackDown, SummerSlam has those surprises. And all I can say is, thank you, TNA, for giving us a better show than SmackDown.
Yeah, SmackDown's usually shit. I'll tell you what, MJ, I'll just get in the video saying this. Can I put a wager on with you?
Go on.
I bet you 1p The Rock appears at SummerSlam. Do you want to shake on it?
Let's
A
go
wager?
for it, because I have a feeling of a different pay-per-view, but we'll get that when it comes.
Right then, check on that one. That has been it for much of the British Fist of our hourly. Well, it's probably gone longer than an hour this time. Maybe an hour 10 minutes. You can afford that extra 10 minutes, people. Just stay up for another 10 minutes on your late night after whatever you've done.
And please enjoy our. Hopefully you've enjoyed our video,
Yeah.
and hopefully you'll enjoy SummerSlam as much as we're hoping to.
Yep, and of course you would have seen our predictions video, and you'd have seen the end of our SummerSlam review series. We will be putting up a playlist. Oh, I know it's sad, NJ. Don't be a hornswoggle now. Come on, all the best. But you need missing teeth for that. Oh,
Yeah.
I could give you those, but I'm not going to because I'm a nice person.
There we go.
That's been it from us, the British Fist, on our hourly Good and Bad of the Week podcast. You've heard some good, but you've really heard mostly bad, I guess. So we're just going to end it there because we're fed up of being negative. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you get your comments down below, as you know, and well, you should. Get your thoughts down below. It's been up from the British Fist. Thank you very much for watching, NJ.
Goodbye.